Outage occurred in this area over the last month. Residents did not want to go on camera, but expressed frustration about the water issue.
I think it's a big problem for us as residents because when water pipes break, no matter if it's a pipe outside our house or down the road, we're all impacted because we're paying for that water loss as a whole.
Another area of concern is safety. The fire department has reported pipes bursting from the pressure needed to put out a fire. While some weeks there are no issues, Amo Mesa, Cal City's chief water operator, says other weeks the water is always flowing.
We've had up to, on my watch, like 14 blowouts in one day where it's just you're chasing your tail one after another. So this keeps Cal City water staff pretty busy.
A recent installation of new water lines cost the city about $3 million for 3 miles of work. The money needed for more new pipes isn't there. Some public water staff is on 24-hour standby for repairs, a situation Berrigan described as a Band-Aid.
You just got to take it one step at a time. If you look at the big picture, it's a bit overwhelming. So you just kind of have to focus on certain areas, the worst areas, and just kind of go through a process of trying to eliminate the easy things that you can eliminate to try to reduce the water breaks.
City officials are seeking grants and gaining perspective from other cities to find solutions. I'm Steve Eden, your neighborhood reporter in California City.
Now taking an in-depth look into the average cost of repairing a water line. According to research conducted by Home Guide members, the national average cost to replace a main water line is $3,500. The low end is typically about $2,000, while on the high end it usually costs about $5,000. Californians usually pay about 14% less than the average American for water service line replacements, and they also pay about 17% less than the national average for line repairs.
Federal student loan payments are resuming, and for many, this may be the first time you've had to add this bill to your budget in years. I'm your neighborhood reporter, Veronica Morley. Now, experts say if you're concerned about making these payments again, there are some things to keep in mind. Cal State Bakersfield senior Holly Hersick said she had to take out thousands in student loans every year and worked 3 jobs throughout her college career to meet the demand of bills, including paying her student loan interest payments. While student loan payments and interest rates have been on a 3-year hiatus, daily expenses, bills, and inflation have continued to rise. CSUB Financial Aid Director Chad Morris said for those resuming payments, it's important to keep in mind.
Some of the servicers, you may have had one servicer kind of going into this, and now that has changed, so you can get an update on who your loan servicer is.
While the Biden administration's student loan forgiveness plan didn't turn out as many hoped, there's still potential for loan forgiveness. And Morris says that targeted debt relief to student borrowers is possible through a variety of other programs. I'm your neighborhood reporter in Bakersfield, Veronica Morley.
All right, turning over to weather here, we are looking at a beautiful day, or rather we're looking at a beautiful day today. 82 degrees, the high temperature, right about average for this time of year. Today, actually, the latest day of the season with a record high in the triple digits. So triple digit season is over. That being said, we are looking at warmer weather in the forecast. By tomorrow afternoon, high temperature of 90 degrees. We have a few days in the 90s actually, and then a big cool down after that. And we're going to time out that cool down for you coming later in the show.
The Wasco Police Department continued to bolster its roster on Tuesday night as 4 new members of the Wasco Police Department were pinned at the Wasco City Council meeting on Tuesday night.
The members of Wasco PD being recognized on Tuesday night were Lieutenant Alicio Mora, Sergeant Lionel Lopez, Sergeant Myra Puente, and Senior Dispatcher Erica Morris. For Wasco Police Chief Charlie Fivecoat, the ceremony Tuesday was a step in the right direction following a long year of work to try and start a department from the ground up.
We're bringing staff on now, and as far as I'm concerned, I've got probably one of the best supervisory teams I could possibly have.
The gallery for Tuesday night's meeting was nearly standing room only as friends, families, and community members watched on to see the 4 members of Wasco Police be recognized.
So exciting to see the support of the people come out, and they're as excited as we are, and we're going to work together, and we're committed to their safety.
The 4 new members will fill in the supervisory roles surrounding Chief Fivecoat, and as the department gets built from the ground up, they hope to not only build a culture for the present, but for future members of the department as well.
To get a good foundation going for the police department, a good strategy and leadership and continuing forward for the next generations of law enforcement officers.
For years, the area has been patrolled by the Kern County Sheriff's Office, but as they look to the future, the new Wasco police members hope to be a friendly, familiar face in the area.
I feel like we can fulfill that. The Sheriff's Department's been doing a good job, but I feel like having its own department, you'll be able to focus more on the problems here, since we'll always be here. It's not rotating officers.
We are really looking forward to building a positive environment. This chief is really great about making sure that everybody is acknowledged and supported, and so we are going to foster an environment that really hones in on having that support.
Currently, the city of Wasco is still being patrolled by the Kern County Sheriff's Office per a 2021 agreement, but according to Chief Fatco, there have been several officers in the process of being vetted for Wasco Police Department positions, and he hopes to get things up and running completely in the near future. In Wasco, I'm Sam Hoyle, your neighborhood reporter.
Cal State Bakersfield welcomed a familiar face back to their wrestling team. We sit down with CSUB's new assistant wrestling coach, Kobe Wright. I'm Dominique Lavigny, your Bakersfield neighborhood reporter. Wrestlers have made history on this mat over the years, including Cal State Bakersfield's new assistant coach, Kobe Wright.
For most guys on the wrestling mat, it's hand-to-hand combat.
Boom. There's something about it that really brings you close together. It's hand-to-hand combat with, the oldest sport in the world. It's I don't know, I love wrestling.
But for Coach Kobe Wright, it's heart to heart.
How you doing, man? The relationships I've developed through wrestling have carried me through any diversity in life.
Quite literally the underdog, Wright wrestled at Bakersfield High School at 70 pounds, close to 30 pounds under the smallest weight class his freshman year, but eventually took the state championship as a senior at 103 pounds. He walked on the Cal State Bakersfield wrestling team and struggled to balance the challenges of class work with competitions against top athletes.
It's distressing because you're like, I can barely get through school. Wrestling's hard.
Wright says working with his coaches changed everything.
My sophomore year, about halfway through, was when I started buying into what the coaches were saying.
Wright's assistant coach, Daryl Pope, remembers seeing Wright lose 2 matches at the Fullerton Open his freshman year, knocking him down to 6th place.
I said, no, here at Fullerton, they only wrestle to the top 4 places, so you're done. And he starts, he gets all choked up, he gets all teary-eyed, and he just starts crying. Just like boo-hoo, bawling like a big old baby.
In that moment, Pope realized how much Wright hated to lose.
I just gave him that special attention because I knew the desire he had to win. And so I made sure that he was doing all the things necessary to get better.
Wright partnered with Coach Pope to work harder than his competitors, and it paid off. He ended up becoming a 2-time academic All-American and a 2-time All-American on the 1996 team that took 3rd place in the NCAA Division I championships. And he hopes to bring Cal State wrestling back to that level with CSUB's head coach, Luke Smith.
He's that example of that, where some of these guys feel the same way. They have that same chip on their shoulder that they're trying to prove to everyone, like, hey, you messed up.
With just over a month in the position, Wright has already taken a hands-on approach, trying to build relationships with each athlete, like freshman Hayden Zinkin.
First day of coaches usually sit back and kind of like feel out the room, but not him. He was right in trying to help me, and I really like that about him.
Nice.
And Zinkin isn't the only athlete Wright is looking out for.
I have 30 kids now to take care of.
All with hopes to make a difference in each of their lives.
Good job out there. Proud of you. Thank you. The relationship I had with my coaches here is what's bringing me back here so that I can have that relationship with them.
The CSUB men's wrestling team will compete in their first matches in the Menlo Open the first week of November. For 23 ABC News, I'm Dominique Lavigny, your Bakersfield neighborhood reporter.
Back to weather here, a beautiful day all across the Central Valley, lower 80s, or I guess I shouldn't say all across the Central Valley. Got a little warm there in Sacramento, but certainly all across Kern County, nice conditions. But look at San Luis Obispo, 95 degrees over on the coast today. The reason for that, big area of high pressure built in over the coast. Now, over the next couple of days, that's going to be progressing off to the east and becoming more of an influence on our weather. So we're really going to see a warm up in our near future. In fact, by tomorrow, temperatures are looking much much warmer. Still pretty normal out there tonight. Overnight lows 50s and 60s for just about all of Kern County. So not a huge change overnight, but we see pretty warm temperatures for tomorrow. Some mid-90s possible over in the desert. Here in the valley, temperatures are going to be mainly at or just below 90 degrees, and still some comfortable temperatures over in the South Mountains. And with high pressure building in, generally we look at less wind in the forecast, and that is going to be the case for tomorrow. So calm conditions, warm conditions, plenty of haze, and actually some air quality issues for tomorrow. Per the Valley Air District, as we'll see right here, air quality unhealthy for sensitive groups. But again, not a terrible day, but certainly getting warmer at the peak of the afternoon heat. We are going to be looking at temperatures right around 90 degrees, and it does not stop there. Thursday and Friday, both warmer, 93 degrees, lots of sunshine, and then big changes as we head into Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. More clouds in the forecast and much cooler temperatures early next week. Temperatures here in the valley only in the 70s. Very comfortable, very fall weather pattern building back in, even a tiny rain chance there on Monday. Looking at the forecast for mountain areas, we see that big drop in temperatures too. Close to 30 degrees up in the mountains. We go from 93 Thursday in Lake Isabella to 64 on Monday. For Tehachapi and Fraser Park, highs are going to be in the right around the 80-degree range to start the forecast off, and then only in the 50s for next week. So a major cool down just a couple days away. Have to get through a little bit of heat first.
Veterans reintegrating into normal life has gotten a lot easier thanks to Airstreams and their innovative programs.
Over the course of 6 weeks, students go through hands-on training in electrical, mechanical, tower climbing, and more. Upon completing the program, graduates have proper industry certifications that allow them to transition right into jobs. And this program is unique.
It's new. There are not a lot of programs in renewable like ours, especially when we started. So we've learned a lot.
In Tehachapi, students not only spend their days learning, they also live on-site in dorms and have access to a cafeteria and free laundry. A majority of students who go through the program are veterans. The structure of the course, along with not needing to worry about where they will sleep and eat, helps with their transition after service.
I think Airstreams is a really good program for reintegration because it mixes you with a group of veterans who are all transitioning out at the same time. And that's kind of like you all have that same background, but you're all getting used to being a civilian again.
The renewable industry is growing, which means more growth opportunity in jobs after graduation. Omar Rubalcava is a U.S. Army veteran. He told 23ABC that while in active duty, he worked on tanks.
So I worked on the M1A2 Abrams tank, and I did that for about 6 years.
Operating heavy machinery was not new, so he decided to enter the program in 2017. Now, just 6 years after graduation, he is a Service 3 technician overseeing safe practices in the field. The program's thorough safety training is something that he takes with him in his day-to-day life.
When you get trained to be safe, more keeping an eye on things that you normally don't if you didn't have that kind of training, right?
Current students in the program say it's more than just learning about the industry. Eber Espinoza told 23ABC that his instructors offer support and help him prepare for interviews, something that allows him to now have numerous job offers.
One thing that I do like is that I actually have a variety of where I want to go and who I want to see, and necessarily narrow it out what's best fits for me.
The shared bond of service creates a meaningful connection with fellow classmates.
Just because you never met this person, them being in the military, you have a special bond.
New programs start about every 2 weeks, and for more information, you can find all of that on our website, turnto23.com. In Tehachapi, I'm Grace Laverier, your neighborhood reporter.
The Wonderful College Prep Academy opened its doors in 2009 and since then has expanded to offering 3 different pathways, including graduating with an associate's degree. Find out how coming up. It's Ruby Rivera, your Delano neighborhood reporter, and I'm here to tell you about the academic successes of the Wonderful College Prep Academy. The school started serving only middle and high school students, but has